You're probably applying your sunscreen wrong, and if you're Indian, your sunscreen might not even be working. You know that us Indians are more prone for post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, sunspots, age spots, melasma, and a lot of other pigmentary concerns. And choosing a right sunscreen is very important when it comes to protecting your skin. Let me explain you why Indian skin specifically requires a sunscreen. Like I said, it's not just about your protection against different pigmentary concerns. India being a tropical country, the UV index or the severity of the sun is even more, especially in summers. So using the right sunscreen, which offers you protection against UV light, against visible light, which is the main reason for conditions like melasma, is very important. I hear a lot of patients saying that, oh, we have melanin in our skin which actually protects us from UV light or visible light. Yes, melanin offers some amount of protection. I would say it is similar to SPF 13 and it does not offer a full-fledged protection against sun damage. Let's put it this way. Let's say you're wearing a cotton shirt in rain. It might protect you to a certain extent, but it's not a raincoat, right? Let's decode those labels that we see on a sunscreen: SPF, PA, and PPD. SPF is sun protection factor which measures the protection against UV light. You have anywhere between SPF 15 to 100. How to choose the right SPF? Specifically for us Indians, anything above SPF 30 is great. Do not think that higher the SPF, the better the protection. So maybe SPF 30 might offer you a protection of 97%, 40 and 50 around 98%, and 100 around 99%. So the shift from 30 to 100 is marginal and protection is more or less similar. When it comes to a PA factor, you need to choose something that has PA 3+ or 4+. SPF offers protection against UVB light, and also when you see the other label on your sunscreens is PA. PA factor is essential and it measures the protection against UVA light. When it comes to PA, it has to be at least 3+ or 4+. 4+ is ideal for us Indians. So some of the Indian sunscreen brands only talk about SPF protection. They do not talk anything about PA factor. So if your sunscreen does not have a PA factor mentioned on it, that means the protection against UVA light is not there. So choose a sunscreen that is above 30 SPF and also PA 3+ or 4+. Other important factor when it comes to sunscreens is that if it is a physical sunscreen or a chemical sunscreen. Physical sunscreens sit on top of your skin, form a protective layer. These are mostly something that contains zinc oxide, titanium dioxide. Chemical sunscreens are absorbed into the skin and they reflect the sun rays. Both chemical sunscreens and physical sunscreens are great. The advantage of chemical sunscreen is that it does not leave any white cast, but it is easily disintegrated on exposure to sweat, water, or sometimes even the sun for a longer time. The advantage of physical sunscreen is that it is much more effective, but the problem for us Indian skin is it might leave behind a white cast. So the current gold standard when it comes to sunscreen is a combination of both physical and chemical sunscreen. You have the cosmetic elegance but also the protection. So if you're an Indian, I would say choose a hybrid sunscreen or a chemical sunscreen with new formulations. And if you're someone who has conditions like melasma and certain photodermatitis, please understand that visible light protection is also very important and choose a sunscreen that has iron oxide in it as it offers protection against visible light. The most common mistake when it comes to sunscreen is the application of right quantity of the sunscreen. Not more than 20% of people actually use the right quantity of your sunscreen. Please understand that you need to use at least 2-finger lengths for face and 3-finger lengths for face and neck. And application of sunscreen every 2 to 3 hours is very important depending on your sun exposure. So some of the most common things that I hear from my patients when it comes to sunscreen usage, and repeatedly I have to explain them, is that, doctor, I mostly stay indoors, I don't need a sunscreen. Please understand that you need a sunscreen if you are in a room with a light coming from your windows and also there is blue light coming from your screen. So sunscreen is important even when you're indoors. And I also see patients saying that I have a moisturizer that has SPF in it. Usually moisturizers have less than SPF 15 and it is not effective in sun protection. And most common thing that a lot of people say is that, doctor, why do I have to reapply sunscreen when I don't step out? Yes, this is okay in some scenarios, but if you're someone suffering from certain pigmentary concerns or sun related issues, reapplication of your sunscreen is very important. And one of the most common questions a lot of people ask me is, if I use a sunscreen, my sun exposure is less, will I not develop vitamin D deficiency? Please understand that we usually use a sunscreen sunscreen mostly for face and neck areas and not full body. And if you really want to improve your vitamin D levels by sun exposure to a morning sunlight of 15 minutes is more than enough, and you don't have to be exposed to sun throughout the day. Using a sunscreen for your face and neck is going to protect your skin on a long run against multiple skin damages, sun-related photodermatitis, sun-related aging skin changes, and many pigmentary concerns. Yes, we Indians need a sunscreen more than anybody else. Important factors when you're choosing a sunscreen is a hybrid sunscreen is great. SPF should be above 30. The PA protection factor should be above 3 plus or 4 plus. Choose the right formulation, a combination of physical and chemical sunscreen, and you should feel comfortable using this product on an everyday basis. What is your sunscreen routine? Drop it in the comments and I'll tell you if you're doing it right. If you want to know more about sunscreen usage for Indian skin specifically, comment below and I'll explain you. If you like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. If you want to know which sunscreen is the right one for you, comment product below and I'll help you with that.